Guys, we ready in 3, 2, 1. Hey everybody, I'm Captain Zeus, and welcome to another Nerds and Squares podcast episode presented by the Black Party. I am joined by my lovely co-host here, Relatable Panda, and our little guest star, my homeboy Ryan. Say hi to the folks, Ryan.
How you doing?
So we're here to talk about, I know, we're here to talk about some of the DCU news that dropped. I did do a video on this last week. I'll have that in the link if you're listening on YouTube. But basically, James Gunn came out and gave us the first, 9 or 10, what do you want to say, projects?
Good chunk of stuff that he gave us.
Yeah, it was like 5 shows and 5 movies, something like that, for the first phase of DCU, which they're actually not calling them phases, they're calling them chapters, which I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Which I do like.
Yeah, it's unique. And the first chapter, there's a title for it. It's called Gods and Monsters, which I'm like, that's also pretty cool. I dig it. And yeah, I mean, we're just going to go dive right into this and talk about these projects that are in the works and, kind of like our thoughts on it. So our first one that we had up is Creature Commandos. For those of you that don't know, you're in the same boat as the rest of us. So what James Gunn said was Creature Commandos is going to be an animated series. All of the TV series are actually going to be on HBO Max as a heads up. So That's a good thing. This one's going to have a very interesting cast of characters. We have Rick Flag Sr., if you don't know who he is, well, there's Rick Flag Jr. from the Suicide Squad movies. So Pop's going to be in this. He's also going to appear in some of the other DCU stuff. We don't know what, though. We have Nina Mazursky. No idea who that is. Dr. Phosphorus, who's a Batman villain. We have Frankenstein. Eric Frankenstein, specifically.
Who's Dr. Phosphorus? I've never heard of that Batman villain.
So
he's the knockoff Dr. Scarecrow.
He's a what?
Oh, that's Scarecrow?
He's the knockoff Scarecrow.
Oh, kind of, yeah. He's not a big villain, at least not anymore.
Okay.
Again, we have Frankenstein. We have the Bride of Frankenstein as the lead, G.I. Robot, and Weasel. Weasel. That was.
I love Weasel.
Weasel was a character. I'm getting Suicide Squad vibes from this. I think this is going to be the precursor to Suicide Squad, just from
probably
what I'm getting off of it, to be honest.
Do you think it'll actually be good, unlike Suicide Squad?
So you know what? Unpopular opinion. I actually liked both Suicide Squad movies. The first one I enjoyed pretty
Jared
much.
Leto sucked.
Look, just hear me out, guys.
That's a yike.
Listen, just hear me out. Just hear me out.
No,
I enjoyed it. Jared Leto's.
I'm the new friend group leader.
Jared Leto's Joker was not that good in that movie. He was pretty good in the Zack Snyder Justice League.
Trash.
Look,
he was terrible.
He wasn't that good.
No,
Look.
And then he's gonna turn around and say, "Oh, he wasn't that bad in Snydercut."
He wasn't. He wasn't that bad in the Snydercut. What do you mean? I actually enjoyed him in that. I thought he could be a very unique Joker.
Grab him by the collar, kick him to the curb. That's all you got to do with Jared Leto.
Zeus is a Leto fan, therefore he's a
I am not. I'm not. Look.
Thank you.
Look,
if you're
it's not Morbin time, okay? It's not Morbin time. Look, Jared Leto's a good actor. I mean, I liked a lot of...
actor, don't get me wrong.
He's a great, terrible person, just great actor, you know?
Exactly, I agree.
I mean, not like Ezra Miller.
For Joker.
Yeah.
Doesn't Leto run his own cult?
See, that's not what we're here to talk about, though. We're not here to talk about that right now.
I will say... I know we're not talking about it right now, but we're going to eventually cover it in this podcast. If you are the person responsible for putting out that horrible fan casting of a 25-year-old Superman, you need to rethink your entire life.
Oh, is that list that had like...
With Tom Holland,
yeah,
the dude from 13 Reasons Why, and
it had
several other people that I have never heard of.
It was literally just any young actor that looks like they could play like a young Clark Kent, essentially. No. It was just anyone and everyone. It was dumb. Anyways, let's get back on topic. Creature Commandos, I think, is going to be pretty good. James Gunn's writing, I think, all of these.
He already read all of them.
Well, not all of them. Creature Commandos is already written. He's working
Yeah.
on Superman. That one's being worked on.
Um,
But I know he has other writers with him working on these projects as well.
Yes. I thought you were just talking about Creature.
Oh, no, yeah. Well,
That's
I mean,
why I was like, yeah, he already wrote all of Creature.
yeah, Creature Commandos is already written. So I'm actually expecting some news about that within the next, by the end of this year, and then maybe it released next year. I'm excited for it, though. I don't know what to expect.
It's something new that we haven't really seen before, so...
And I think that's kind of like the motto for this whole chapter of DCU is just, it's fresh. It's a lot of fresh stories, fresh characters that we've never even seen in live action before. And I think this is the right way to go for the DCU.
Mm-hmm. I will
know what
say
they should do?
Go for it.
They should make a 52 movie.
I don't think I'm familiar with 52.
Huh?
You're not?
I'm
You're
not
familiar with 52. You don't know who Supernova is?
That sounds familiar.
Look up 52. I think Starfire's in it.
You mean the new 52?
I'm talking about not the new 52. It's just called 52.
I was just checking. I'm like, I know.
It's probably has something to do with that.
Oh, wait, hold on. I got that here. This is for... Okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Wasn't this the prelude to
Supernova?
Crisis on Infinite Earth?
I think so. Supernova, I believe, is Booster Gold.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we're going to get into that, too.
Oh.
Yeah, he's Booster Gold.
Yeah.
I believe.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is 1 week after the conclusion of Infinite Crisis miniseries.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
You know what's funny? Grant Morrison wrote this, and he is a heavy influence on the entire DCU.
Mm.
He, like, with the Batman and Superman projects in particular, his work is the reference, which is awesome.
Very true.
But I'd be interested in this. I honestly would like to see a Crisis on Infinite Earths live action, not like the Arrowverse version. No one cares about the Arrowverse. Like, I'm sorry, no one does. Not anymore.
I want a Dark Side movie.
I think I'm alone on that one then.
Like a new Apocalypse movie.
I want a Dark Side movie as well. I want to see Dark Side just totally fuck Superman up.
I mean, we kind of saw a little bit of that in the Snyder cut. I mean,
yeah, but not enough of it.
Yeah, true. Honestly, if we had Zack Snyder in charge, we'd get plenty of it. I know that much.
Maybe.
I'm just saying.
Justice League, directed by Steven Spielberg.
We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on from that.
Look, real quick though, with Creatures, the one thing that I am excited for is James Gunn did mention that this is gonna be the first time that we really see these characters transition from live action to animated to live action.
That's true. He said all of the actors are going to be reprising their roles in animated and live action.
With the live action ones, which is good because you're not like thinning your resources essentially when it comes to having to get multiple actors to do these same parts. Just get the voice actor that already did it to do the live action because they're already familiar.
I think that's one thing that Marvel messed up on with the What If series was they didn't have the actual actors reprise their roles. They had some, but not all. It didn't make any sense. I mean, I didn't like the What If series at all. I thought it was garbage. But we're not here to talk about that. But I mean, I think that's a good route to go. Yeah, Nova would have some strong words about that. Okay, so the next series is we're going to get a live-action HBO Max series called Waller. This is going to take place between seasons 1 and 2 of Peacemaker, and it's going to be about, well, Amanda Waller. Viola Davis is returning as this interesting character, to say the least. And honestly, I love her as an actress. She's an amazing actress. Her as Amanda Waller is perfect. I can't see anyone else play a better Amanda Waller, in my opinion. I feel like from what I can tell from the image that they've shown, it looks like she gets into some trouble. And I would love to see the consequences of all of her actions come to bite her in the butt. because man, she does some pretty effed up stuff just in the 2 Suicide Squad movies alone. And we have the guy that created the Doom Patrol series is working on this along with one of the writers from The Watchmen.
Exactly.
Yeah, I got you, man. I got you. But yeah, I'm excited for it.
Was The Watchmen good? I never saw it.
The series? No. Well, in my opinion, I did not like it. Loved the movie. Movie's great.
The movie was amazing.
I did not like the series. I couldn't even finish it.
They didn't need to make the series.
It was not necessary. No.
Isn't the movie kind of like more of like a realistic take on how superheroes?
Well, it's
like,
based
would be
off the
perceived by
comic
real
series
life?
of the same name, and it's an alternate timeline, basically.
DC and their alternate timelines.
And we got some of the best stories for it.
Flash.
Oh gosh.
To get rid of it.
He said that's why we have the Flash. Well, I mean, speaking of the Flash, for those that didn't know, so Aquaman 2, Shazam 2 are still slated to release normally. Blue Beetle is also slated to release after the Flash.
That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. I would enjoy Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle is kind of a cool superhero.
I think Blue Beetle is going to stay in the DCU only because it comes out after the Flash movie. And the Flash movie is supposed to reset the DC universe, from what James Gunn said.
I hope they do Flash good, because he's my favorite DC superhero, and I really didn't care about the TV series that much at all.
Don't get your hopes up on that one, buddy.
Well, I mean, from what I saw about the Flash movie, I mean, James Gunn says it's one of the best superheroes movies ever made. That's obviously just him just boasting it up, I hope, because if it is, I'm going to have some very concerned feelings.
Is it Christopher Nolan's Batman: The Dark Knight good, or is it
I don't think anything is going to touch Christopher Nolan: The Dark Knight.
I mean, the Batman was getting up there, in my opinion. I really enjoyed the Batman. I thought that was the closest thing that could be up there.
No,
that movie The Dark Knight
Minuscule.
is such an influential movie. I would say The Dark Knight has put itself in the classics along with like The Matrix.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
100%.
It's that good.
You're not going to get any argument from me.
No arguments here. We can all agree to that. Dark Knight is GOAT. Like, that is peak comic book movie right there. Now,
otherwise, you are bold-faced lying.
You are lying. You are lying. That's why it's my number one in my top 10 DC live action movies. Video. You should go watch that, guys.
Link down below.
I do wish we saw more like Bruce Wayne being like a stud. Like, Bruce Wayne being Bruce Wayne in that movie, but still everything else that they did in that movie was really good.
Now, what I think is going to happen, and this is essentially all but confirmed officially, is we're going to have, because Michael Keaton's Batman is in the Flash movie. They're doing Flashpoint, but not doing Flashpoint. Instead of a Thomas Wayne Batman, it's 2 Bruce Wayne Batmen. So you have Ben Affleck's Batman in there, and then you have Michael Keaton Batman in there. And from what we can see, the Michael Keaton Batman might be Batman Beyond. And the canceled Batman movie with Michael Keaton was Batman Beyond. So that'd be cool if we get some Terry McGinnis in there.
I'm sorry, dude. Ben Affleck's Batman was ass.
I loved Ben Affleck's Batman. He's the perfect older Batman, dude. He is live action.
He was killing people.
Yes,
he was killing people.
Batman has killed people. What do you? This is happening.
It's not him. Batman's not Red Hood. Batman.
Okay, no, he wasn't using guns, but Batman has killed people before. I mean, because the way that Batman was based off of the Dark Knight Returns, the comic series from, I believe, Frank Miller, where he's like in his 50s, he's older, just got out of retirement. That's the one they were kind of using as the basis, because this Batman in the Snyderverse was a lot older. Dick's already dead. Like, he's been there for like 20 years already. And if you're assuming he started at 20, this guy's at least 40 years old. Like, he is old as a Batman. He's already got his plethora of rogues too. Like, this man's gone through the works. He's already lost a Robin. He's not gonna just hold any punches. I mean, for crying out loud, he was branding people, which I thought was dope as frick. I love that kind of Batman. Like, this older, brutal Batman, to have him go from that and then essentially like becoming less and less of that because of, like, Superman. Like, the Captain America of the DC. Like, his goodness was like shined a light in his darkness, so to speak. Like, that was great. I loved that. And we were going to see more of that with Zack Snyder's like vision.
Don't mean to go off topic, but I think that a Hush movie would be really good too.
Just don't watch the DC animated universe one. Don't watch that one, dude.
Of Hush?
Don't watch it. It starts off so good, and then it gets so bad. For some reason, the DC animated movies, like, they're so good. Like, 99% of them are great. I love them. But, like, there's certain storylines that they have that they just ruined. Like, the Hush storyline and the Dark Side War. They ruined it, which in the animated universe, they called the Apocalypse War. But both of those storylines, great storylines, they completely ruined.
Great, dude.
But yeah, that was a little off topic. Sorry, guys. Any thoughts on the Waller show, guys?
For me, it's interesting. I mean, I might have to watch Peacemaker in order to.
Dude, you haven't seen Peacemaker?
Not enough to
Dude,
remember.
Peacemaker's so good. I think that's probably top 5 best superhero shows, period. Like, it is so good, dude.
I couldn't stand him in Suicide Squad.
John Cena. Oh, what's not to like about John Cena? Like,
The hair.
the hair. That's it.
That's just one of many. That's one of many.
I think
He should have
John
stuck to the
Cena-
wrestling ring.
I think the reason that it's weird is like John Cena is such a meme. Like, he's not like an actual good actor. He's just like, hey, let's throw John Cena in there because people.
I mean, he's a better actor than The Rock.
John Cena! You guys remember that meme? You guys remember that one? Yeah, let's throw him in there. Everybody likes that.
Look, John Cena's a better actor than The Rock. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, dude, The Rock sucks too. Dude, I'm so tired of The Rock, and I'm so tired of what's his name? What's his name, dude? Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart.
Tired of them. Tired of them.
They are in everything together, and it is so
Find a small
oversaturated.
role for him.
It's
like
so
I always said.
oversaturated.
Wow, really? Small role? Okay.
Yeah, dude. Kevin Hart as the Cyborg movie, DC. Kevin Hart.
Oh my
They gotta put him
god.
they gotta put him on stage for that one.
I would actually pay to see a cyborg Kevin Hart movie. I would see that. I would see that, dude.
That would be ass, dude.
What are you doing?
That's
You can't come up to me
about-
like that. What are you trying to do? Huh? I'm a cyborg. You can't come up to a cyborg like that, huh?
Oh, dude. Oh, that would be horrible.
It would be so funny.
It'd be funny. Don't get me wrong.
I think it would be
It'd be
hilarious.
hilarious.
It would be funny, ironically.
Oh yeah.
It would be ironically funny. It wouldn't actually be comical. Like, oh, hey, look at that. That's funny. No, it would be funny. Like, dude, this is shit.
I don't know. I mean, Kevin Hart himself can be pretty funny in the right spots. Just don't have The Rock in it. Just don't have The Rock in it.
I think Kevin Hart has his moments sometimes, rarely, every once in a blue moon.
That is.
I don't think that's fine.
Ouch.
You just like diminished each.
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know,
man.
dude. He's never made me laugh.
He's
This
made
is
me
my
laugh like
face.
once or twice.
Oh.
This is my face when Kevin Hart makes a joke.
Okay. How about this then? Cat Williams or Kevin Hart then?
Oh.
There's my answer. There's my answer.
Moving on.
Oh, that's
Moving
brutal.
on.
Yeah, keep going. Keep going.
So our next slated project in the DCU is the Superman live action movie called Superman Legacy. It's unofficially, officially the real launch of the DCU. The first 2 projects were kind of like, I guess kind of like eases into it kind of thing. Like they're still in the phase, but this is like where they're really going to launch it. And James Gunn's like a huge Superman fan, so he's writing this right now. And honestly, it sounds like it's going to be like Man of Steel, because it's him balancing, his Kryptonian heritage with his human upbringing, being the American dream. It's a Superman, being Superman. And I love Man of Steel. If we can get something like that with this movie, I would be 100% fine, to be honest.
The last Superman movie, now that I think about it, some of the way the shots look kind of look like some of the shots in The Boys. And I don't know why.
Oh,
This is such a weird like connection I'm drawing in my brain. Um, who's the main antagonist? Who's that asshole? He's blonde.
Butch.
No, he in The Boys. What's his name? He's a
Homelander.
fucking ass. Okay, that Superman reminds me so much of Homelander.
What?
Like I've never seen the movie. It's just like from the shots that I've seen, it kind of like it's hard to explain. Here, hold on. What was it? Man of Steel?
Man of Steel, yeah.
Let me see here.
I think you're the first person to ever like say that they're that similar in shot wise.
Some of the shots, like him standing up straight, and then like looking at like, they kind of give off the same vibe. Like I think the color scheme of the show of The Boys and like just the way they kind of are here. Oops. Like, so you got Homelander here,
Yeah.
right?
Okay. Good old home. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
I see what you're saying now.
Do you know what I mean? Like, he kind of reminds me.
The cinematography
and
make them seem similar. I get you.
Thank
make
you for
them
the
seem like they're
pictures
both
because I was so lost for like that entire little bit.
Dude, I was
Yeah,
really
no.
wondering where he was going with it. I'm like, hold on a second there, Slim Stick. Like,
I was like, he
Like,
said
the
the
way-
boys and my
the way-
mind just shut off.
Yeah, no, my brain seeing like, it makes me like that movie makes Superman look like a fucking asshole because now like just the way he like looks
because of the
I'm like,
boys.
this guy's a dick. Yeah, yeah.
Well, we're not getting that for this movie. At least not from what I can tell. We're gonna get a new actor for this movie. I don't. Everyone's like getting upset, saying like, "Oh, Henry was fired," but James said that he wasn't fired. He just wasn't hired for this Superman movie. So I think that
Sounds like he was fired to me.
I think that means
He
we're gonna
also-
see him later on.
He also basically confirmed that Henry was just getting dicked around by DC.
Oh yeah, everyone knew that. Like before Discovery bought Warner Bros, DC was just literally a mess. Like there was no direction, no guidance. They were just doing whatever whenever. I mean, that's why Henry Cavill, Ben Affleck, and Gal Gadot are suing them because they just completely were just effing with them there for like years.
I
How do you
still
feel
have
about-
my reserves about Warner Brothers Discovery after everything that just happened recently?
Oh, yeah.
Not DC related, but I'm not going to get into that.
How do you feel about Superman's suit in Man of Steel?
I liked it. I really liked it.
Yeah, it was good.
I was always anti-Trunks, to be honest.
The anti-trunk?
Yeah.
You know, what was the? I think it looks good. I think it looks all right.
It's a pretty good suit. I mean, and I liked his
kinda-
his black suit in the Snyder cut too. I thought that one looked real nice.
I want the Injustice Superman suit.
The Injustice suit is pretty nice. I think we might get like a Trunks Superman, or I think we'll get like a New 52 Superman suit, or like a Trunks, like OG Trunks suit for this new Superman movie.
Yeah.
Because I don't see them going the dark and brooding just yet.
Isn't like Superman not really like a good guy? Isn't he kind of like,
Now he is.
He is.
I don't know. I mean, the amount of times him and Batman like fight though. Like,
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Well, that's
Like-
because
Let's be real.
a lot of times it's because Superman's a goody two shoes and he's just following
Wants
the
to follow the
rules,
rules,
follow the
whereas
laws, and Batman's like,
Batman's
I don't care.
Screw that.
Yeah, that or he's controlled by Poison Ivy, which is what happened in Hush. So
Also, am I the only one that's reading this right? Where it's basically James Gunn is saying that Gorilla Grodd and the Joker are like two of the most terrible villains in the DC.
I mean, the Joker is, and
don't think-
Gorilla
I don't
Grodd
think-
though. I don't know, but
What do you mean one of the most terrible? Like, what do you mean by terrible? Like he's just a bad supervillain?
I know
Because
that
Joker
Gorilla-
does some pretty fucked up shit.
So there's-
Joker, I agree with. Gorilla Grodd is just a gorilla who can mind control people.
okay. Well, hold on. Gorilla Grodd's actually kind of a decent threat. But here's the quote that James Gunn said on the DC article. It's with our stories, we want to take it away from good guy versus bad guy. There are really good, almost saintly people, and Superman is among them. There are really terrible villains, like Gorilla Grodd or Joker, and then there's everybody in between them. So there's all these shades of gray, which allows us to tell complex stories. So that's the reference that Panda's talking about there. Which, in that context, yeah, Joker's a terrible villain. Like he's a really bad guy. Like there's no redemption there.
More like that's what like one of the very most like effed up things he's done.
I mean, Jason Todd,
What?
I think, would be the most effed up thing he's ever done.
Oh, 100%.
Actually, no. I think the Killing Joke would act.
That was
Actually, to top that, it could be
very-
Batman Endgame, where he Jokerized the freaking
True.
Bat family and had them hung up by hooks.
I would say
very
that.
true.
I would say that either Darkseid or Doomsday, hands down, has to be some of the biggest fucking threats to the universe.
Yeah, and Brainiac.
Because Brainiac.
I mean, he is
Such a stupid name.
He's kind of like a joke, but he's also like such a deadly villain.
Yeah. Do you think that Thanos would win in a fight against Darkseid, or
No,
like who do you think? would win?
Oh no!
actually, I think it's
I don't
tough.
think
Are we
it's
going
Thanos.
MCU Thanos or are we going comic Thanos? Because if it's MCU
MCU.
Thanos, he's done for. Because Darkseid, like Snydercut Darkseid, will literally just tear him apart, dude.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, comic Thanos versus Snydercut.
Oh, man.
Why does Snydercut Darkseid look like a AI generated image?
Because that's basically
what he is.
Real quick though, with Superman, I would love to point out that one is halfway written,
That's true.
but we already have a release date for it.
Well, we have a release
Ooh.
date for a few projects. Like, there's the Batman Part 2. That one's also coming out in 2025.
That's DC extended, not
Right, but still, like,
DCU.
that's... DC Elseworlds is what they're calling it.
Elseworlds.
It sounds... Hey, that's what they do with the comics. Anything that's outside of the main timeline and it's a story, they're calling it DC Elseworlds. So, I like how they're incorporating that.
Exactly. I'll give it that.
But that's the thing, like, I don't think the Batman's completely finished being written, and they already have a release date for it. They haven't even
It was
started...
already finished written.
Is it? I know they haven't started production yet.
No.
But still, I mean, you can have a release date. And plus, I also think this is a general timeline. Things may shift. It's still,
I would
regardless,
hope they
it's
would shift.
regardless, this is a really good, like, we're getting some starting points, basically.
Yeah. I'll give you that.
I don't know, man. Since the last Justice League movie,
We don't talk
I'm
about the Whedon
skeptical.
cut. We don't talk about the Whedon cut, dude. We don't talk about the Whedon cut, bro. We talk about the Snyder
Talk
cut.
about the Whedon cut.
We talk about the Snyder cut. That's what we talk about.
oh my god, why haven't they made a Martian Manhunter movie? Like why? He's a cool guy.
He's a really dope
He's
character.
cool. He's a cool guy.
The
Well,
only time we've seen him was, I sound like a broken record, but the Snyder cut. Like, we saw Martian Manhunter in there, and it was actually,
Really?
and it's funny because that Martian Manhunter was a fan theory from Man of Steel that people have been pushing around for a while.
I mean,
That they made into
technically we
confirmed.
saw him in the Arrowverse as well.
No one cares. No one cares about the Arrowverse. It's garbage.
I'm just saying, you're technically...
Okay, but like on the big screen, how about that?
There you go.
I like the old Justice League that we grew up with, like the old animated one from like the early 2000s. I love that Martian Manhunter dude.
Dude, he was pretty cool. Honestly,
I fucking love
it's
him.
such a GOAT series.
Dude, that series is actually sick.
Yeah, that was
It's
like
actually sick.
that helped inspire
That's
a lot of good series that like Young Justice, Teen Titans, like a lot of other good series too.
Yes.
Dude, that was my favorite Justice League. That's my favorite Flash, bro. Even though I know Green, like that's not the original Green Lantern, I still love that Green Lantern.
That was John Stewart they had, right?
Yeah.
He's a cool character. I really like John Stewart.
He's so cool. Yeah, he's still good.
And you know
I don't
what?
care about
And
Hawkgirl though.
on
Hawkgirl's
that note-
whack.
Well, yeah, Hawkgirl, Hawkman, they were always whack characters. I mean,
He's so
but
stupid.
On the note of John Stewart.
Yes, on the Jon Stewart note, there's a live-action HBO Max series called Lanterns. Now, the thing is, this project's been in development for like 5 years.
A while.
It's been like a while. First it was a movie, then it was a series, and then it was called the Green Lantern Corps, then it was just called Green Lanterns. Then it was going to be about Kyle and Guy. Then it wasn't going to be about Kyle and Guy, which I was like, dude, I would have loved to see Kyle and Guy Gardner. Like, they're dope. However, this series is going to have Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart as the main protagonists. And from what Peter Safran said, it's more like True Detective type mystery with them, since they're essentially just space cops. Which True Detective's a dope series, and the fact that we're gonna get a series that's very similar to it, I'm excited for. Now, they also said that there's gonna be like a terrestrial-based mystery that leads into the overall story that they're telling throughout all of the different movies and shows. So I think this is gonna be like their Infinity Saga, like the origins of their Infinity Saga. I mean, it's not Infinity Saga, but yeah, it's their first like saga based big bad, which I'm excited for. I'm all cool with it. But yeah, I'm excited for Jon Stewart to be in live action, and we're gonna get a non-Ryan Reynolds Hal Jordan. Hopefully the suit's not animated. Like that? You like what I did there?
Yeah, I like that.
Thank you.
I will say I did like how he said that there's going to be others like sprinkled in.
Oh, what, like lanterns?
Other Green Lanterns, yeah.
I hope we see Kilowog. I really hope we see Kilowog. He was always a freaking dope character.
And I will say, just
or Sinestro? Are we going to see the Sinestro Corps? Sorry, go ahead.
Seeing Sinestro Corps would be cool.
Yeah, it would be. On that note, though, on the little snippet of Hal Jordan that they have on here.
What about the Red Lanterns? What if we see other lanterns? Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, the Red Lanterns are cool too.
Yeah, and mine is just like a little cool thing. I guess cool. I don't know. On the little snippet that they have of Hal Jordan here, I'm getting like a very big Doctor Strange vibe off of like the facial appearance.
Yeah, I see that. Like a Benedict Cumberbatch before he became Strange kind of thing.
Exactly.
I wonder how they're gonna do that story. Like, not necessarily the Doctor Strange one. I just like if that's the look they're going. Like, is it like he's been in the Corps for a while? Like, what's?
I mean, you would have to assume that he's more seasoned.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Just based off of the appearances of both of them, like they're way more seasoned than what we would anticipate to believe.
I'm just glad we're not getting that Alan, what's his face, the first Green Lantern. Gotcha. I'm glad they're going with like the main.
Oh, the guy that was a comedian.
I think he was. It wasn't even.
Yeah, he was a comedian.
Was he?
He was the one with like the red cape and like the yellow shirt, I think.
I get you.
Are you talking about the first live action Green Lantern movie that we got?
No. I just mean the first comic Green Lantern.
Oh. I thought you were talking about the movie.
No. So, no, that. I hope we don't get that.
That movie I heard was trash.
It was.
Cool thing to note here, Safran did say that the story is going to weave back and forth between the films and the television shows.
I said that.
I did not hear you say that.
No one listens to me, guys.
Because you smell really bad.
I smile really bad?
I can smell you through the phone, bro.
Oh,
you smell really bad.
I'm so sorry.
I love how he heard that and he was like, I smile really bad.
I was confused. I heard smiles. Like, I didn't know I could do that.
You could like hear his heart break a little bit when he heard that. He was like, my smile.
That's like the only good part of me.
My best feature.
I can tell he smells because he goes to Comic-Con and PAX.
Okay, hey, hold on a second. Let's dial it back a second. I have not been to either of those, okay? In my defense, I haven't been to either of those, okay?
That's a whole lot of defense coming from you.
Look, I carry deodorant, okay? I'm not in a furry suit. I'm just going to let you know that much, all right?
Did you say you're in a furry suit?
I am not. What'd you... No, I'm not.
I was gonna say you just admitted to like an actual crime online. You just actually admitted to a crime, dude.
Tell me I'm not the only one that heard what I think.
Sorry, I'm gonna have to remove myself from this podcast to keep my social status.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I like how whenever I dog on DeAndre, he just like Dylan's just like, yeah, dude, yeah, what he said, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, screw you, dude. Yeah, right, man.
Bro. Got him. Got him. You tell him, Ryan. You tell him, bro.
I'm glad someone's saying
Way
it.
to step up. Way to step up.
It's all right.
You're telling him the news.
I'm used to being bullied.
Fake tears. Gets a little bit of your water.
I love how my phone just like won't stop falling over. It's great.
Your phone's
Your
just...
phone is over the bullshit. That's
Dude, for real. The phone's so over it, man. He's like, we got to move on from that. That's enough bullying. But have you guys seen True Detective by any chance? I don't know if you guys have seen that series.
I'm not.
If you ever want to watch like a mystery series or like a crime series, I would recommend it. Each season has a different cast of like detectives that solve different mysteries, and they are in a way all connected. And so it's a really good like way to give you an idea of how not only the Green Lantern show is going to be, because obviously it's going to have that vibe, but like kind of what I'm guessing is going to have like the first chapter of the DCU is going to go. I really liked the first and third season of True Detectives.
Okay.
I haven't seen. I don't. You know what, man? I don't really watch TV shows like that.
That's fair.
Unless they're really good. Unless they're like really good. Like the last TV show that I finished was Mr. Robot.
Never seen it. I've heard good things. Never seen it. Just didn't pique my interest.
Great. It's Breaking Bad good.
Still never seen Breaking Bad.
Whoa!
What?
It's been on my list. Look,
now you did admit to a crime on the internet,
listen,
bro.
it's on my list of shows to watch, but I just like never got around to watching it. Because everyone talks about it all the time. It's essentially been spoiled everywhere. There's memes all over the place, so it's like I'm not missing anything. You know what I mean?
All right. Listen to me. It is genuinely like I know how you feel. Like that's how I felt about Squid Game. Like when everybody
was garbage.
I hated that show.
Yeah, that show was garbage, dude.
After like the first two, like no, screw this, I'm not watching.
I didn't hate Squid Game. I didn't hate it, but okay, just listen.
Listen.
Breaking Bad has actually drawn, and I'm not somebody that gets emotional watching TV shows, but it has drawn emotion from me, bro. It is really that good. It is. People are not exaggerating when they say that it is actually one of the best TV shows like ever created. It's great. It's a great show.
I don't doubt it. I've just never got around to watching it. It's on my list. It's like there. I'll see it. I just never get around to watching it.
Watch Breaking Bad. Watch Mr. Robot.
Okay, you guys got to watch that first season of True Detective.
Gotcha.
Yeah, dude. Let me use your HBO Max account.
I will
All right,
finish that by Sunday. I promise.
A lot of false promises
What about false policemen, dude? Everybody talks about True Detective.
I've never heard of that.
I've never even heard
I
of
get
that.
it. I get it. It's a...
Oh, damn it.
We're gonna move on. We're gonna have to move on from this. I can't.
See, I'm the wild card. I'm fucking everything up for you guys.
Dude, I can't believe you did that. I was not expecting that. That was a +4 draw. Freaking good lord, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Green Lanterns. We're gonna be getting a show on that, guys. So just expect some cool stuff from that.
Why did I not see that?
Next entry on our list here is a live-action movie called The Authority. For those that don't know, these are these are Wildstorm characters, which Wildstorm was a comic imprint that was bought by DC. That they've been integrated into the DC a lot more as of recent. Midnighter he was a antagonist / protagonist kind of thing. He was an anti-hero. He's an anti-hero. He was an anti-hero in the Spiral Dick Grayson series back when everyone forgot he existed. So, I mean, there's a hint there. But from what James Gunn has said, The Authority is going to be a different kind of superhero story. It's a group of people, most have powers. They have good intentions, but they think the world is completely broken. And the only way to fix it is to take things into their own hands. Whether that means killing people, destroying heads of states, changing the governments. Basically, they're just going to do whatever they can to make the world better. And, these are going to be...
heroes to me.
Yeah, these are the morally gray characters in the DC that James Gunn is like, we're going to see. And I'm excited for it. I mean, it gives me the Voice vibes. The boys vibes.
The voice.
The boys
The voice?
vibes.
The voice vibes.
Not the voice. The boys. The Amazon series, The Boys. That's the vibe it gives me. So if we get even a hint,
if we get even a hint of that, you'll be happy.
yes, thank you. If we get even a hint of that, we're gonna be happy. I'm gonna be happy.
You heard that.
Yeah, I heard that, dude. Heard that? This man's over here like the girls, like thinking he's slick, like.
I'm sorry, dude. I can't help myself. I have to.
I love the dad jokes. Just keep them going.
God,
I will.
But what are you guys thinking about this series? Any hopes or expectations for it?
None on my end.
None. I mean, I'm hoping it's rated R. I don't want a
I
PG-13
would hope so.
death scene. Those are lame.
Yeah, those suck, dude. Any PG-13 movies just trash, dude. They need to like.
I
Like
mean,
when it comes to superheroes, like I feel like I don't know. When it comes to DC, I always thought that DC was a lot darker than Marvel. Like DC was always like way more adult
oh yeah.
than like. So it kind of bothers me when I see like a PG-13 like movie. Yeah, I'm like, dude.
Well, now James Gunn did say the ratings for like the series and shows will change depending on the project. So, for example, the Superman movie is going to be PG-13, which makes sense. I mean, it's Superman. Nothing really is going to happen there. But like the Authority, I would assume is going to be rated R. Creature Commandos, I'm going to assume it's TVMA. We're going to get certain series and shows that are going to be like Waller's probably going to be TVMA for sure.
But wouldn't you want to see Superman literally punch through someone's head?
I mean, eventually, yeah.
Eventually. Let's ease him back in.
Yeah.
After all the drama that's just happened.
That's true. We need some structure. We need a little bit of breathing room, and we'll get those seeds planted, and when things go well, eventually we're just gonna get a live action Injustice movie. Who knows? I mean, that'd be dope.
That would need to be rated R.
Well, yeah, 100%. You can't PG-13 that. And I don't want it to be like that garbage animated movie that they did. Gosh. I don't understand it. Like, the animation was garbage and the story was not even close to what the game or the comics were. Like,
the game was brutal.
The game was awesome. Loved it. Not the second one. The second one was meh.
What? You thought the second one was meh? I like the second one, dude.
Like, the story for it was alright, but one of the biggest turnoffs for that and the MK11 was the animation for it. I could not stand it, dude. Everyone looked so gross, dude.
Really? You think so?
Yeah, it was like they were trying to be realistic, but they just molded them out of clay. I was just so confused.
I think that I liked it. I like the way I love the Flash fight scene a lot. Like I thought that was one of the best Flash fight scenes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I didn't hate it at all. I mean, and I'm a superhero fan. I was just like, oh cool, like new Injustice game. Fuck it.
Oh yeah. Like I played the campaign. I beat it. It was good, But I just
MK11.
Yeah.
MK11 didn't really play it that much because
it's not worth it, dude.
It's the kids that are too good. Like I just don't even play it online because like.
Oh, I don't play any fighting games online because everyone's a freaking sweat, dude.
I don't know how they get like that's
when you have that much time on your hands. Like, I mean,
that's what's keeping me from buying Street Fighter, like the new Street Fighter or whatever, because like I'm gonna think that I'm pretty decent at it, and then like some kid like that wears basketball shorts and fucked up Jordans and like smells like BO is gonna be like, yeah, dude, I'm really good at this game, and then they just like kick your ass. It's like that one kid that's really good at Smash.
I was literally gonna say that, dude. Like, I went to an actual like Smash tournament in town one time just for fun. I wanted to see what it was like, dude. It's bad. It's bad. They are those typical kids that live in their mom's basements, kind of nerds that just absolutely grinded that. And I mean, and this isn't just white kids. There are some dark, like There's races of various types in there that are just
Yep.
sweaty, and it smells like they are sweaty too.
Dude, it's the kids that live in their mom's basement and poop and pee in buckets because they don't want to have they don't
Yeah.
want to get up.
Exactly.
Yep.
It's those guys. Mom, where's
That's
my
what I mean.
turtle cheese sandwich, dude? Where's my
Dude.
sandwich?
Dude, that's what I've been coming across.
South Park.
I've been coming across that on Call of Duty lately. Like, I know we're off topic, but like the kids that just pre-fire like around corners, or they just like
Why I
they
don't
jump
play Call
around
of
corners
Duty
and
anymore.
drop shot, and like just like you just can't even play it. I'm like, I can't
I mean-
play the game. I'm not. I guess I'm not allowed.
It's full of
Play the
hacks
game.
too, dude.
That's why I
Like
stick with Fortnite.
Oh my god, dude! Like watch it. Like
that was
have you heard
disgusting.
of Have you heard of the Call of Duty like
What?
timing or whatever it's called? The Call of Duty like
Timing?
I know what
like
you're
where you
talking
look
about, I
both
just can't
ways. You look both ways, and you wait for like 30 seconds to like cross the street,
Yeah.
and then you start running, and then you get shot from like behind or some shit, or you get shot from
Yeah.
like the left of you, even though you just checked to your left.
What the heck?
Yeah, it's like a theory. It's like a phenomenon that happens only in Call of Duty. It doesn't happen in any other video game. It's only in Call of Duty.
It's because spawns are trash.
That's her ass, dude. Get shot even though you're behind a wall. You made it behind a wall, but the netcode's so shit, so you end up dying.
That's like
even though
playing
you're
Halo
behind a wall.
Infinite. Love those bullets that can curve around corners,
dude,
dude.
Halo Infinite. Oh my god, that game's poop.
Dude, okay, we're getting off topic. I'm not gonna go down this. I'll just stop right there. I shouldn't have said anything. Authority.
Yeah.
We're gonna get gray characters. I'm excited. I'm ready for it. Now, one thing I'm not that excited for, but intrigued, is Paradise Lost. This is gonna be a live action HBO series. It's supposed to be Game of Thrones type of story about, themyscria and how it became what it is, through all the political intrigue, how their rules came about and yada yada yada. I mean, as long as they don't do House of Dragons, which is garbage, I think this could do good. I mean, Game of Thrones, Paradise Island could be cool. I'm assuming there's going to be guys there because they're going to establish the whole no men rule. So
Yeah,
that'll be interesting.
It'll be interesting to see how they go about that. I mean,
It's going to be very
Just
politically motivated for sure.
100%. Not gonna touch on that.
Yeah, we'll leave that as is.
We'll leave that one alone. But I will say, for me, it's going to be interesting to see, just to see how and learn more about it, essentially. Because I know for me, and probably for a lot of people out there, that land was just thrown at us.
Yep.
And before everybody comes at me like, "Oh, you need to read the comics," I get that. I know I should. Shut up.
Leave him alone. Stop bullying him.
Stop bullying me.
There's enough
That's
bullying
really
that's happened in this podcast as is, okay?
Exactly. But I thoroughly am kind of excited for it, only to learn more about it. I'm not saying it's going to be a decent series or a good series.
It's going to be a
But-
great one.
It'll be an interesting
That's the spirit. Yeah. I don't have high hopes for it, but I am interested. I'm interested to see how it's going to turn out. I just hope the
You're
quality of it's
interested in the
good.
dumpster fire that you think it's going to be?
I mean, yeah. I mean,
Who would it be?
if it turns out to be a dumpster fire, oh man, I'm going to be there to witness it.
Honestly,
Exactly.
what in 2023, what type of media hasn't been dumpster fire? Like video games, Halo TV show?
Well,
any
that's
show
2022. That was all dumpster fire.
We're still entering 2023.
Yeah, 2023 is
Yeah.
still birthing
Well,
itself.
I don't think
We
we're
have
going
at
to see any
least-
changes. I think everything's going to
least-
suck. Everything sucks.
Look. We have at least another week before we can start saying.
True, we do
Yeah.
have the Ant-Man movie coming out. So if that's really what's going to set the pace of this year. If that movie's garbage, we're done. We're done.
I still haven't seen a single trailer for it. I'm so proud.
That
Good.
that superhero is garbage, bro.
I mean,
Ant-Man's poop.
he's not supposed to be like Captain
supposed to be
America.
the greatest.
Yeah, like he's not supposed
He's
to be
comedic
like.
relief.
I mean, yes.
Haven't they already made an Ant-Man movie? Haven't they already made like 2 of them?
Yeah.
Ant-Man and the
The third.
Wasp?
Yeah, that's correct.
Why, dude? Come on!
We needed a trilogy. Of
No,
it.
dude.
You want to know
we
what's funny? You
don't.
want to know what's funny? I was with my brother one day, and we were just going over how much money each of these movies have made. The second one did better than the first one, and the second one, story-wise, was
Luis, man, I'm
worse.
telling you.
Now, they both did better than Captain Marvel. They didn't make that much money either way. I'm just letting you know on that front. Like, compared to how much they spent to how much was made, their profit was not as much as it should have been.
Dude, the Marvel universe is just like I think I'm so like done with it, dude.
I'm almost retired from it.
I am tired. After I saw Endgame, I was like, I don't need to see another Marvel movie.
Well, I mean, Secret Wars, I'm interested in that. Secret Invasion,
I don't know,
would be cool.
I feel like people are just like,
How many
oh,
secrets
Marvel
going into this
movie! I
phase?
gotta see Marvel movie.
I mean, yeah,
Go watch it.
I think like
And it's the same
80% of the
movie
people
that
that go to see it they're there just because it's Marvel.
And dude, I know I'm gonna get people in the comments that are gonna be like, dude, actually Black Panther is way different than Captain America, and I'm just gonna be like, dude, no, it's the same movie, dude. It's the same fucking movie. All that shit is the same fucking shit, dude. Shut up. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. There's a bad guy, and then the good guy's like, I have powers, and then they go kill the bad guy, and that's the end.
I mean,
With exception
every Spider-Man
of
movie.
Endgame, yes, dude. With the exception of like the Avengers movies, the two last ones, because everybody died, and then they're like, all right, we're getting everybody back. Bring them all back. Bring them all
boys.
back. And then they kill the bad guy. So, like, you just already know what's gonna happen, even though.
That's one
They're
thing too I like
arguably,
about the DC movies is that, like, well, not DC movies specifically, but just like DC is that the bad guys win sometimes. Like,
They actually win though.
yeah, like Batman v
they
Superman.
win.
We saw Superman die. Like, straight up, this man just dead. Like, that was, granted, my personal opinion, I don't think he should have died that soon, but whatever. It's a tangent I'm not going to go on right now.
That's fine, dude. Superman sucks, dude. I don't even like him that much, bro. Superman's kind of whack.
I'm just gonna ignore that right now. I'm not gonna
Are
get.
you a superhero?
I'm not.
Are
No,
you
I'm just not.
Superman fan?
I'm just not taking the bait. I'm just not taking the bait.
Dude, you're
I'm not a Superman
No
fan.
way.
I'm not a Superman fan. I'm not trying to take the bait because I know that tangent. Because I
On
can
that
go.
note,
No, actually, I am curious. Like, well, me personally, I just don't really. I think they can make Superman really cool, but he's not like. When I think of a superhero, like he's not my favorite. I think he's a bit overrated, but
Same.
I've seen him do some pretty cool shit. Like he does some pretty cool shit, but it's also like he's so like 1930s. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I have ice breath. I have X-ray vision. Like, do you know what I mean? Like his powers aren't interesting to me.
I think it's like they ran out of ideas for him, and a lot of his story has been rehashed, or like they'll just retcon previous stuff to incorporate it into the new story. Now, with like Batman's one of my favorite heroes, and a great reason of that is like there is such an infinite possibility with his storylines. Not only does he have like his extended Bat family, but his rogues gallery alone, and it's just his relationship with heroes in the government. Like there's just so much you can do with it. With Superman, like you feel very limited, which is ironic because he is limitless, if you will, because of just how his powers is and everything. Before I watched like Superman Returns and Man of Steel, I genuinely like hated Superman. I was like, I don't give two craps about him. Superman Returns, I was like, okay, I really like this Lex Luthor character. Kevin Spacey played a really good Lex Luthor for me. And I was like, I liked how things were in this movie. And then I watched Man of Steel and I was like, dude, I freaking fell in love with Superman here. But when I go to read like the comics or like anything previously, I'm just like not interested. You know, I don't know. Maybe it's just because of that movie. I'm just like, oh, this is the only thing. But like, I don't know. I thought he was always overpowered, overrated, didn't really have much to offer. But that's just me.
That's kind of how I feel about him. I don't think he's like bad. I think he's cooler than Aquaman.
Oh,
But, like
I like Aquaman.
You like Aquaman?
Yeah.
I think Aquaman.
I think he just gets dunked on because a lot of people just don't realize that he could actually just beat the crap out of Superman whenever he wants. Like, he
can?
Yeah, he's done that multiple times. He's stronger than Superman.
What?
Yeah.
He really is.
I thought that wasn't true.
No, that's true.
It's 100% true.
It's 100%
He's got power
true.
from the sun. He just goes and flies in the sun, and then he'll be like really good. He's like
Aquaman could beat the crap out of and has beaten the crap out of Superman before.
What?
Yeah,
He just chooses not to.
It's that, and a lot of whoever's in charge of their stories consistently nerfs Aquaman to make Superman, the big good guy. But Aquaman's totally the better one in that choice. I would choose Aquaman over Superman any day. That's just me.
Really?
Any day of the week.
How do you feel about Wonder Woman?
I like Wonder Woman. I don't have any issues with her. I think some of her story is just, it's not good. Like, I think
outside of story.
Outside of story, yeah, I think she's a perfectly fine character. And a fine woman.
I just think she's... the way I look at Wonder Woman is the way I look at Superman. Like, she's just Superwoman.
No, that's his cousin.
Superwoman.
That's Kara.
That's how I feel.
Well, no, Power Girl.
But that's how I feel about her.
Anyways.
Like, that's how I feel. I'm just like, this is just girl Superman, but like is an Amazon.
Well, she can't
It
fly.
has-
Well, actually, I guess
Yes, she can.
Technically speaking.
Well, no,
she can.
depending on the iteration, because most of them she can't fly. She can just jump.
Injustice, she can.
She can fly in Injustice? Oh yeah, she can.
Yeah, in the game.
Technically speaking, when you jump and you have that little bit of moment when you're at the top.
Okay, look, shut up. Look, I think we're not here to talk
flying.
about the technicalities of levitation, okay?
It's funny, she can fly, but she also has an invisible jet, which is like really stupid. Why would anybody want an invisible
Well, because
jet?
she couldn't fly. That's why she had the invisible jet.
Yeah.
So when
The writers are like, how can we make a jet cool?
Invisible.
Make it invisible! We'll make it invisible!
Holy crap!
Yep.
That's
Basically.
what the writers did. They were like, back in the 1360s, they're like, yeah.
I'm moving on.
We'll make that shit
This man
invisible.
just said 1360s.
So the Batman.
So we're getting a DCU Batman movie. This is going to be separate from the Batman Matt Reeves series. That's going to be in its own thing. They're not going to be touched, along with the Joker movies. Those are not going to be touched. They're in their
Are
own.
they making
universe.
another Joker movie?
Yes. It's going to have Harley Quinn in it, played by Lady Gaga. Yes.
Oh. I knew it. I knew it's going to be a dumpster fire.
On the verge of
Like,
a musical.
are we talking about the R-rated Joker movie? They're
Yep.
making another one?
Yes.
Yep.
And you said that Harley Quinn is going to be played by Lady Gaga.
That is correct.
Yes.
And it's going to be a musical.
Oh, whoa, dude, no way. Dude.
Yeah.
No way. Dude.
So yeah,
musical-esque, not technical.
back onto the DCU project. So this is going to be, it's not going to be Ben Affleck. He's possibly going to direct the movie, but I know if he's not, he's going to be directing one other DC project. He's in talks to do that.
It's not going to be Robert.
It's not Robert because he's still with Matt Reeves
Thankfully.
doing the patents and verse, whatever. Now, this one is going to be called The Brave and the Bold, which is dope because this is going to be the story of Damian Wayne. We're going to Batman's blood son. And so this is going to be essentially Grant Morris's comic run of that storyline. We saw a bit of it in the DC animated universe with like Son of Batman, Batman versus Robin, those kind of movies. So we're going to see that, but I'm guessing a little bit more comic accurate. I don't really know. But we're also going to see...
Is he going to be...
What's up?
Sorry. Keep going.
I was going to say we're also going to see other members of the extended Bat family as well in the movie, which is going to be cool. So we could see Red Hood. We could see, I don't know, Batwing. I don't know. But I hope we see Red Hood and Tim Drake at least. That'd be cool.
I thought that Red Hood, in part of my ignorance, but I always thought that Red Hood used to be Robin, right? Like
That's
at one
correct.
point, wasn't he?
So
Yeah, so
Jason Todd was Robin.
Todd.
And then...
there's Dick Grayson, which is Nightwing, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's the OG, the best Robin, in my opinion. All right, Nightwing's cool as fuck.
He's pretty
Don't
dope.
give a shit. All right. And then Damian Wayne is the one that is a piece of shit in Injustice, right? Like he's the one that's like, why don't you just
Basically.
fucking kill people?
Yeah, that's
Just
him.
kill him.
Basically.
Basically, Talia
Oh, so
al Ghul
he's the-
drugged
he's the
Batman
assassin.
took his seed and made Damian. She raped him. She raped Batman. I mean, if we're being honest.
Who did?
Talia al Ghul,
Talia
Ra's
al
al Ghul's daughter.
Because she wanted the power within the League of Assassins because she never could technically get it because she was a woman.
Well, that and
Batman's
Ra's al
supposed to
Ghul
be
wanted
good,
Batman to lead for so long and be his successor, but he denied him. And so Talia was like, I want you. And he's like, sorry, hon.
No.
And so, the whole, drugged
Everything
takes his seed. And then, 8 to 10 years later, Batman finds out he has a son.
I'm done.
Wow.
Yeah, people overlook that part. This man was
Basically.
not 100% there. He didn't,
Dude, Batman's going through some shit.
Sure has. Sure has.
Not even by anybody, like... I don't understand how Batman and Catwoman haven't had a child. Like, they're always all over each other.
Well, the writers like to make sure that they don't stay together for some reason.
I know. I wish they did.
Yeah, I was
They'd be
very
perfect.
upset that their wedding did not go through.
Oh, that's really sad.
Yeah, because
I like Catwoman.
they did so many good stories building up to the wedding, only to find out that it doesn't happen. Like I was,
It's kind of like
oh man, hurt.
it's kind of like Black Cat and like Spider-Man.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like that relationship's less love, even though she does love him. But it's like one of those.
She's lustful towards him.
Yeah, I mean she does love him, but it's more lust than it would be love. Like that's mainly what it was. Whereas Catwoman like genuinely loves Batman. I mean she fell in love with him twice via Bruce Wayne and Batman, which I mean that's just awesome.
He's killing it.
If that ain't true, I don't know what
If
is.
that ain't true love, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
A show.
Okay, and then our next entry on this list is a live-action HBO Max series, which we have mentioned earlier. It's going to be Booster Gold. We're going to get a Booster Gold series, which I'm actually excited for. I think this is going to be hilarious. Cool. I'm thinking maybe it'll have like some Rick and Morty vibes, just the way of like how Booster's humor is and how much of a loser he is.
I love.
You think he's a loser?
That's literally how he's described. He was a loser with superhero imposter syndrome. That's literally his description.
Exactly.
He goes
basically used his tech in the future to come back to the present.
This is his
become a superhero.
This is his description.
Because he was a loser in the future.
This is from Peter Safran, a loser from the future who uses his basic future technology to come back to today to pretend to be a hero. That's the head of DC Studios.
That's
dude.
a Chad.
Not even high
that's
tech.
a Chad
future
move.
tech. Basic future tech.
That's a Chad move.
But it's true though. Like this guy was like he was like freaking Eobard Thawne, except didn't go crazy and try to steal Barry's identity.
Look at Booster. I mean, if you look at him though, like you're gonna tell me he's a loser with that physique?
Okay, look.
Right.
Hey, he's from the
How is he
future.
a loser?
He's a loser to
He's got
them.
the jawline. He's got a jawline. Like his hair is kind of dope. Like, dude.
I'm a Booster Gold fan. I'm just letting you know how they talking about your boy. That's all I'm saying, man.
They shouldn't be yelling at him like that.
They don't disrespect the Gold. Also, I think we might be able to see a hint of the OG Blue Beetle in that because they were best friends.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So the first Blue Beetle, the non-scarab on his back one, that guy and Booster Gold were best friends and still are. So that'd be cool because if we get the Blue Beetle movie, we might be able to see a connection between the two there.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool. And maybe he'll like mentor the I don't know the guy's name. It's the Hispanic kid. The guy that plays the Blue Beetle in the Blue Beetle movie. I don't know what the guy's name is.
I have no idea.
Isn't he black in Injustice?
No, he's Hispanic. He's always been Hispanic. He might just be like darker, like brown.
Let me see.
Check it.
Oh yeah, he is Hispanic.
Mm-hmm. He's always been Hispanic.
I thought he was a little black kid.
I hope they don't blackwash him. That would be terrible. Oh man, that would cause some controversy. Oh, moving on.
Anywho.
We have a live action movie coming up next on this list called Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. Now, this is also based on Tom King's comic run. And from again, he's been an architect of the entire DCU situation. Now, what the story is going to be is we have Superman, who was sent to Earth, raised by incredibly loving parents. Kara was on Krypton. She was on a piece of Krypton that drifted away from the planet, and she lived there for the first 14 years of her life in a horrible situation where she watched everyone around her die. So it's a much harsher and more effed up Supergirl than what everyone's used to.
Oh, dang.
So
Actually, literally put that in the...
Yes, that is a direct quote from James Gunn about Kara, which I'm excited
that gives
for.
Me more hope.
I'm excited for. I don't want the Supergirl show to come to the big screen. That show was garbage. I don't understand how it got past season 1. It's garbage. If we get from the vibe he's giving off of that description, if we get that, because I haven't read this storyline, but I think that'd be super cool to explore that piece of Krypton and deal with her loss while having to also deal with the fact that her cousin is living perfectly fine life in a perfectly fine, planet. Like,
it'll be interesting to see how they do that dynamic, though, if they eventually, or when they eventually do come face.
Oh, there's totally going to be some animosity there, 100%.
You know what I mean?
I mean, if I was in her position, I would be so mad that this guy grew up with loving parents while I watched everyone around me die, and I was alone on a piece of my home planet, drifting in space for 14 years.
And you didn't think to come back up here and help out.
Exactly. Especially if he becomes, at that point, he's already the hero of the country, or of the planet.
So. That's on her. That sounds like a her problem.
Sounds like a personal problem, not gonna lie.
That's on you, dude. You're the one that wanted to sleep there all this time.
You heard it here, folks. It's a you problem. It's not a her. It's not a him problem.
It's not a Superman problem.
It's definitely not a Superman problem. So our final entry on this list is a live-action Swamp Thing movie, which I think everyone's excited for because the Swamp Thing series was good and a lot of people liked it, but was canceled for no reason and cut short for no reason. Now, this is going to be a horror movie, so I'm assuming it's going to be rated R, and it's going to be a dark origins of Swamp Thing. Now, one thing that Peter Safran specifically specified in this, when talking about this movie, was each filmmaker has their own aesthetic to the movie, and they're super excited to see how those tonally work to mash up in the future. So they're letting whoever's in charge of directing the movie have control over their vision of how that's going to look. So we're not going to see Warner Brothers interfering with Zack Snyder's situation here, which is awesome. Also, I heard James Mangold and Guillermo del Toro are super interested in directing this movie, which they're both amazing directors. So that would be interesting. I know Guillermo del Toro can make some pretty horror stuff. I don't know about James Mangold, but he made Logan and Wolverine. And he's also making the Indiana Jones movie that's coming out. So I would be excited.
There's another Indiana Jones?
Yep.
What is going on? What? Why? We were done with that back in 2007.
Yeah, there's another Indiana. It's called The Dial of Destiny.
You know the fucking Harrison Ford? They pull a gun out and they put it up to his head and they're like, "You're gonna play the new Indiana Jones here."
No, what was actually gonna happen is they were gonna recast him. They were gonna recast him. He said, "No, I'm only Indiana Jones," and so they're like, "All right, you're Indiana Jones." So that's what happened. They were gonna recast him. People were like, "Oh, Chris Pratt is the new Indiana Jones," which I'm like, "Okay, that works." Hey,
there's Mario and Indiana Jones.
I don't agree with the Mario casting. I'll just say that.
Dude,
much.
why? Why did they do that? Why did they do that?
I don't know.
Because it's Chris Pratt.
It doesn't make any sense, but that's I don't know. I'm excited for a Swamp Thing. I mean, you've seen Werewolf by Night, right, Panda?
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, it's on Disney Plus. Go watch it. It's 47 minutes.
So good.
It's amazing Halloween movie. It is a Marvel movie too.
Yes.
But it doesn't make you feel like it's a Marvel movie. And you have Man-Thing in there, who's basically Marvel's Swamp Thing. And if we get something like that, vibe-wise, as the Swamp Thing movie, I'd be totally down for it.
See, so what I'm picturing in... You go.
Go ahead.
All right. What I'm picturing in my head as a Swamp Thing movie, I'm thinking of like when I think of Swamp Thing, I almost think of if like in a horror aspect, I almost think of like Evil Dead.
Okay.
Like I feel like
Let's get Sam
I feel
Raimi.
like
I'm
that they
cool.
would. I mean, but I would see. I'm kind of iffy on that. Not that I dislike the idea
Right.
of it, but the type of horror that scares me is always like some weird, like slow burning, like abstract, weird shit. Like, have you seen the movie The Lighthouse?
No, I want to though. I heard it was a really good movie.
I don't do horror.
Stuff like that.
I didn't even know
I
that
would
was
say,
horror.
yeah, it's a weird movie.
It's made
It's
by the
Willem
guy that
Dafoe
did
in it.
Northman, which
Yeah,
wasn't an amazing movie.
I'll never see.
it. Um, what else is like a crazy movie? Like, have you seen the movie like Hereditary
Nope.
or like the movie all of these movies are like A24 horror movies, dude. They're like they all like freak me out. They always like do like some weird shit that freaks me the fuck out. Like I would say this movie kind of sucks. Like the ending of it sucks,
Mhm.
but there was some very scary parts in it. Was the movie Men?
Men?
Um, yeah, yeah. It's like it was a weird movie. Like the ending was like really bad, but there's
Okay.
this one scene where she's like singing down. She's like by this tunnel. She's taking a walk through the woods, and she's kind of like there's this tunnel, like large fucking dark ass tunnel, and you can see like the end of the light at the end of the tunnel, if you will.
Uh-huh.
And she's like singing, like kind of going like ha 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 ha, like in the tunnel, and it's like echoing and shit. She's like walking down it, and it's echoing as she's singing and pausing, and she's like halfway through the tunnel, and this like one guy, like all you can see is a silhouette of this,
Oh, that's
and he like gets
that's
up,
creepy.
he gets up and stares at her for like a second, and then like the music is like slowly like easing in, right? And so you're like kind of starting to panic. You're like, oh shit. And it makes this weird like scream, like this weird ass scream, and starts running. Not like abnormally fast either, at like a human pace, but like running towards her. And like I was like, all right, that's scary. Shit like that, like weird shit
I get
scares
that.
me. So I don't understand how they're gonna, because I know how Swamp Thing looks.
Yeah.
I know how he is. He's just like me in the forest.
The
Get out of my
green.
swamp.
Get out of the green.
Yeah. Get off my fucking lawn. Get off it, my
It's
damn lawn.
It's like Monster House, but
No.
just Swamp Thing.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Do you
So
want
I
to
don't-
die?
I don't know how they're going to make him scary, because honestly, Swamp Thing is not a scary guy. He's not scary. He's
It
just
is-
leaf.
I mean, I think it'd be interesting to see him as like if the movie's not in his POV, kind of like how they did with Godzilla, where yeah, he's the main character, but he's not the main character. You know what I mean? Like it's
he's
through the
main
POV.
protagonist.
Yeah, but like it'll be through the POV of like I don't know, like these hunters or whatever, and they're hunting him down, and they have to try to kill him because whatever reason, and so you're through their POV, and you're learning more about Swamp Thing and how he came to be, and he's actually the antagonist to them. Like it could be something like that, where it's more of like cabin in the woods, vines grabbing and just murdering people.
That's what I was saying. I think they might have to do it Evil Dead style, like
Oh yeah,
type shit. You know what I mean? But it's not paranormal stuff. So like, if it's not really like, if there's no demon shit in it, then it doesn't really scare me too much. Like,
I mean I don't do
Hopefully
horror.
it's good.
I don't do horror
Hopefully.
at all, so I'm
Oh,
intrigued
neither do I.
regardless.
yeah, dude. Well, hopefully it ends up being good. But mostly, I find like weird, like slow burn, like psychological atmospheric horror to be the scariest. Like, I don't know if you played Amnesia when that first came out. Long time ago, dude. Back in like the old PewDiePie days. You know what I
Oh
mean? Like,
I
gosh.
know what you're talking
old
about.
Markiplier, like that game back then was like some of the scariest
I
shit
know what
ever.
I know what you're talking about. I watched them play it
Back in the day.
Yeah.
Same thing with that. It was like Konami was coming out with a game called PT. That game never came out. It was like a Silent Hill reboot.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yes.
That game's like demo was the scariest shit. I don't think anything has scared me more than that. Like that little
You
demo,
just going like through that entire house, just like in
like on a
circle.
loop. Right? Yeah, that was
Yes.
so interesting. That was so awesome, dude.
No, it was not.
Quick side note: they're making a Silent Hill 2 remake, which is really good. Which I'm really hyped for.
There's a lot of remakes coming out these days.
Yeah, I'm hyped. The Dead Space remake heard is really good. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I hope Swamp Thing ends up actually being good, because that's kind of funny. I think it's kind of comical that it's going to be a horror movie, but I also think
it could be good
if they do it right, dude. If they do it right,
I think it all depends on the director that they get. I think that's I mean, I think that's like an obvious thing to say, but like at the same time, like if it's, I feel like it's not, because sometimes like the director can surprise us in a good or bad way.
David Lynch, Swamp Thing directed by David Lynch, Swamp Thing directed by Christopher Nolan. Oh,
I would be interested in a Christopher Nolan Swamp Thing movie.
I don't know how they would do that.
I don't know.
Like, for one thing, the audio mixing would be shit. You wouldn't be able to hear anything what anybody's saying.
Oh my, I don't talk about that. Jeez Louise.
Actually, Christopher Nolan is like my favorite director.
He's like, one of my favorites.
Every movie he's made, I've enjoyed.
Oh, same. There's not a single one I dislike.
People talk shit about Tenet, but I thought Tenet was cool.
I never understood that. It was such a good movie. I've seen that on repeat so many times. Like, if you liked Inception, I don't see why you don't like Tenet.
Dude, Inception? I've seen that movie I've seen Inception like 4 times, and it always hits me in the feels when like his wife dies.
It is pretty effed.
And I think Leonardo DiCaprio in that movie is like pretty good.
He's a great actor. I really enjoy him as an actor, like in that, in Django, Shutter Island. Like,
Django, like he killed it in Django.
He really did.
Okay, Christopher Nolan.
We're getting off topic. Panda, did you have any words on the Swamp Thing?
No, not really. I'm just excited for it, even though it is a horror side of it. Me and horror don't do well together.
Not a good combo.
I think that you should just do it. I think you should just get over it.
Make your dreams come true.
Learn to be comfortable with uncomfortable things, bro. And then once you start watching horror movies more, playing video games, you kind of just like stop getting scared.
I just don't touch the supernatural. Just like I do like the thriller stuff, like anything's like supernatural. I just will never touch. Like I will stay away from that.
Scary. No, dude. What was that one game that everybody's fucking playing? Mortuary Assistant. That game's fucking scary.
Yeah, I watched Markiplier play that. I was like, you'll never catch me playing that, dude. You'll never catch that.
I was like, damn, it's fucked. Yeah, no, those supernatural games, like, those supernatural games are like movies and stuff are like really scary, dude.
Like games are like manageable, but like not the movies. I will never touch the movies.
Depending on what you believe in, it has like a plausible aspect to it, so that's what makes it scary, right?
Yeah,
is that it could or could not happen.
I mean, the Conjuring stuff's all based on the true stories or true events that happened too, which that doesn't help.
No. The first Conjuring was really scary. I would say that the second one wasn't as scary, and then the third one sucked.
Didn't they make a fourth?
I don't even care anymore, dude. Like, have you seen the Bye Bye Man? The Pee Pee Poo Poo Man?
No, what the frick?
The Bye Bye guy? Google that real quick. It's such a shit movie. Do you know
what?
Do you know who Ralph the Movie Maker is?
No.
Do you know who that guy is? He's another YouTuber that makes movie reviews. Okay. Just watch his review of it. It's really funny. It's a really bad movie.
Well, that's gonna wrap it up for us here. That was pretty interesting conversations, to say the least. Let us know in the comments what you're excited for or what you're not excited for. That's gonna be it. Like, subscribe, follow. You guys know the drill. I'm Captain Zeus. That's Panda. That's Ryan. And we'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.
Adios.